Testing. Are we on now? Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna switch the audio to the recording application so we can hear the recordings. Okay. Well, I think. Alright, let's get back to where we were before, 2 days before. So on Monday, we talked about. I answered the first 3 questions about plans. In general, what do you think planning? Do you think planning is important? Secondly, do you think people should make highly detailed plans or just general plans? What types of people like to make plans? Okay, so I'll try my best to re-answer these questions, and then we can move on to the next ones. All right, for the first one, I think planning is very important because first of all, it allows us to know about the steps beforehand, what we're gonna take, and in doing so, we can avoid making mistakes and do the task more efficiently and more quickly. On the other hand, if we don't prepare beforehand, we're more likely to make mistakes because we don't know, what we are doing. So we have to, beat around the bush and or play it by ear. I don't know. So yeah, and we also have to slow down to avoid making mistakes. So yeah, I think making plans is very important. That's 52 seconds. Do you think people should make highly detailed plans or just general plans? I mean, it depends on the situation, right? So, like when you have to do really challenging and which requires accuracy, then we would definitely need highly detailed plans because they allow us to avoid making mistakes and do them more effectively. So, for example, like when we, if you are say a software developer and you have to write code that affect the production app, and you cannot just push any code untested to the production server because that will affect a lot of users. So you have to carefully plan out and do step by steps in order to avoid making errors. The occasions when we need to when we don't need detailed plans, but we just need general ones. It's like when we, when we just when the plans aren't really important themselves. For example, when we don't have anything in mind particular and we just want to hang out with our friends or family, so we can just shoot out a message and say, "Hey, when I hang out at the park, at the community center or something," and yeah, and we'll figure it out along the way. So yeah, it really depends on um, uh, the occasion. The occasion. Okay, that's kind of long. What types of people like to make plans? What types of people like to make plans? I don't know. What types of people like to make plans? I don't know. Like, I think the ones that enjoy making plans the most are the ones who are, are those who like to be careful in whatever they're doing. Those tend to be um, meticulous people, or high achiever, I would say, because they want everything to be perfect and up to their standards. So they usually plan out very uh, carefully, but elaborately as well. But apart from that, I think um, people who don't like unexpected, uh, people who are goal oriented, um, aren't so very likely to make plans before they do something. Um, because I think it allows them to, you know, just have some set goals in mind, which will help them, you know, orient themselves to these goals and achieve them. When you don't have anything particular on your mind, it's kind of hard to achieve something because you just, you know, you're unsure what to do, and but when you know set out particular plans, um, now you have goals, and when you have goals, uh, it's easier to pursue and achieve them. Goals. Goals. Okay. They weren't ideal, but they were something, right? I mean, it varies from person to person. Uh, like people who don't like making plans, they like to be a little bit disorganized. And sure, yeah, they don't enjoy making plans at all. I don't know why, but maybe because for them, making plans is such a big effort they didn't want to spend, and or maybe because they, they're busy and they don't have time. So yeah, I mean, they could make plans, but more important things, not for insignificant uh, stuff. So the reason why I think that is because some people I don't know, maybe they are kind of disorganized themselves, so they think making plans is such a chore. It takes a lot of effort, so they don't do that. Or could it be because they think they like to feel adventurous, to feel beyond the moment, so they like to improvise and you know act in the moment. Um, yeah, or perhaps For some individuals, they think making plans for small things like, I don't know, house chores are unnecessary, so they tend to save that for bigger things like, I don't know, work, studies, I don't know, vacations, for example. The reason why I think that is because some people I don't know, maybe they are kind of disorganized themselves, so they think making plans is such a chore. It takes a lot of effort, so they don't do that. Or could it be because they think they like to feel adventurous, to feel beyond the moment, so they like to improvise and you know act to the moment. Um, yeah, or perhaps for some individuals, they think making plans for small things like, I don't know, house chores are unnecessary, so they tend to save that for bigger things like, I don't know, work, studies, I don't know, vacations, for example. Work, study, vacations. Check and improve. S'il vous plaît. The reason I think that is because some people may not be very organized. They see making plans as a chore. It takes a lot of effort, so they avoid doing it. Another reason could be that they enjoy feeling adventurous or prefer to live in the moment. It's live in the moment, not on the moment. Okay, live in the moment. So they like to improvise and act spontaneously. Perhaps for some individuals, planning small things such as house chores feels unnecessary. This mindset can extend to bigger areas of life as well, such as work, studies, and vacations. Okay, that's like always. It's always better than me. It's a machine, and I'm organic, and there's no way organic matters can beat metals, can beat electricity. So of course the AI is gonna give a quicker and better answer in a lot of cases. Doesn't mean you can't improve, right? Anyway, that's why I'm here. Gonna give it a second shot. Okay, let's do it. I think there could be multiple reasons. So, first, what comes to mind is some people they're just disorganized by nature, so they don't like making plans because they think that's too much of a chore and takes a lot of effort. For others, they could they I don't know they maybe they're too busy and they don't find enough time to make plans, so they especially for small things like house chores or I don't know, some small other things. So they save the planning for bigger stuff like work or studies, and yeah, and for some probably because they like feeling adventurous, so they just like to live in the moment and act spontaneously. So yeah, it varies from person to person. That's better, much better, I think. Thanks for the suggestion. ChatGPT, ChatGPT, GPT, ChatGPT. Anyway, let's listen to my recording. I think there could be multiple reasons. So, first what comes to mind is some people they're just disorganized by nature, so they don't like making plans because they think that's too much of a chore and takes a lot of effort. For others, they could they I don't know they maybe they're too busy and they don't find enough time to make plans, so they especially for small things like house chores or I don't know some small other things. So they save the planning for bigger stuff like work or studies. And yeah, and for some, probably because they like feeling adventurous, so they just like to live in the moment and act spontaneously. So yeah, it varies from person to person. That's better. Okay, that's good. Varies from person to person. Alright. Wait, what? Hold on, guys, I'm checking. Okay. is put on weight, but put on age as well. Who doesn't? Alright, what do people in real life start making plans? Let's move on from making plans to career plans. From planning to career plans. Let's move on from planning to career plans. Let's move on from planning to career plans. Do you think it's important for a person to have a career plan? Well, let me think. I think we absolutely need to have a plan when we choose a career, because first of all, you don't want to regret later on when you choose a career you don't like or you even hate doing. Okay, so yeah, so you have to plan very early on, especially right after high school or even during high school. And I mean, if you couldn't figure out what you want to do, then you can wait a little bit longer. But I think it's better to do that before you graduate, because you don't want to waste too much of your time doing jobs that you don't like after graduation. I don't know. I mean, it's not too bad, but you just waste your time, and you could have enjoyed something more, uh, something else more. Yeah. And besides, making career plans can help you, I don't know, achieve your goals much faster than waiting until the very last minute and 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 do the thing, you know, because by planning early, you can rule out the bad paths and select on the good ones so that you can progress much faster, much more rapidly. Okay, but yeah, but if you don't like plan anything at all when it comes to your career, I don't know. It may take you longer to get a job that you want compared to your friends who have been planning throughout their post-secondary years. Post-secondary years. Yeah. Okay, let's do it again. Um, think it's very important to have a career plan because, first of all, when you have a career plan, you can avoid, choosing the wrong path, which will save you time and money. Because if you choose like the wrong career, you may end up being sad, depressed, burnout, and you feel like you waste your money, your time. So yeah, that's one of the benefits of having a career plan. Another one I can think of is, you can um, get get the job that you want much faster compared to when you don't have a plan particularly. Because when you are planning beforehand, you will know which one are the bad paths not to follow and which one are the good ones that you should follow like everyone else. So yeah, it gives you an edge compared to those who don't have a career plan. And yeah, it helps to get your um, get it helps to get your goals more rapidly. Okay, your goals your rapidly. Alright, so here's what ChatGPT says. I think it is very important to have a career plan because, first of all, it helps you avoid choosing the wrong path. It can save you a lot of time, money, because if you choose the wrong career, you may end up feeling unhappy, burned out, or even depressed. In that case, you might feel that you wasted both your time and your money. So that is one of the benefits of having a career plan. Another benefit that you can get, another benefit is that you can get a job you want much faster compared to someone who does not have a plan. When you plan ahead, you're able to identify which paths are not worth following and which ones are more likely to lead to success. In other words, having a career plan gives you an advantage over people who do not plan their careers carefully. Overall, it helps you achieve your goals much more quickly and efficiently. Alright, let's do it. In my view, having a career plan is very important because, first of all, it helps you avoid wasting money and time. Because if you don't have a career plan, you might end up getting into a job that you don't like, and you might feel burned out, depressed even, and eventually you hate the job, you quit it halfway through, and and you might feel like you wasted a lot of valuable money and time for nothing. So yeah, you should definitely have a plan, and that's one of the benefits. Another one is that when we have a career plan, we can achieve our goals much faster and more efficiently. Because when you don't plan anything at all, when it comes to your career, you might you don't know which paths are worth pursuing, which ones are more likely to lead to success. So you just go in all directions all at once. In a way, it could be good because you your knowledge would be more wide and more, yes, more. It would be wider, but at the same time, it'll take you longer to achieve your, um, you know, achieve what you planned out. So achieve what you wanted. So yeah, it's having a career plan helps you get get what you want more quickly and more effectively. Ok, tout simplement, euh, on va voir. Je sais pas, on va voir. Okay. The commute is the moralizing. Oh my god. Man, I mean, I like this job. I like this job. You know, it starts to rub on me, but the commute is killing me. It's demoralizing. Anyway, we have to soldier on, right? Let's get back to the last question. Yeah, I've done it all. Okay. One last time, right? Um, I think having a career plan is very crucial because, you know, first of all, if you have a career plan, you will save a lot of time and money because you know what you will get into. Because if you don't have a career plan, you might feel like you're wasting your time and money if you end up doing a job that you don't like. And yeah, eventually you might get burned out and even depressed. So having a career plan is very important, and that's one of the benefits. Another one I can think of is, um, you know, when you don't, how can I say this? Um, when you have a career plan, which means you have, look into what career you're gonna do, what's all the available paths, which ones are a good one and worth pursuing, which one are less likely to lead to success. Because of that, you can achieve your goals much faster, more efficiently compared to when you don't have a career plan. It will also give you an advantage over people who don't have a career plan. So, yeah, lots of benefits of having uh, a plan for your career. Right. Anyway, I'll call it a night. Like always, thank you for watching. Be awesome, guys. Be awesome. See you in 2 days on Friday.